Oh, and woman. Today we delve into the most pressing questions surrounding the American Civil War, a conflict that shaped our nation's history in profound ways. First, let's look at numbers. Who had the bigger army during the war, the North or the South? The Union had a significant advantage, fielding about 2 million soldiers compared to the Confederacy's 900,000. This numerical superiority played a crucial role in many battles. Another viewer question this week was, but why did the South suddenly want to fight? Quick answer is, it was not a sudden fight that just happened. It was something that had been simmering below the surface. The tensions and the arguments had been building over issues like slavery and states' rights and economic differences over a long period of time. The election of Abraham Lincoln, who was opposed to the expansion of slavery, triggered a sense of urgency for the southern states to do something. Now, let's explore the roots of slavery. Why did it start? Slavery began in very early colonial days, driven by economic demand for labor, cheap labor that you didn't have to pay for, especially in agriculture or farming. Plantations required a large workforce or a huge number of workers, and slaves were seen as an easy and cheap solution to that problem. And moving on to Bleeding Kansas. This was a violent conflict between pro-slavery and anti-slavery settlers in Kansas during the 1850s. Both sides rushed to the territory to influence whether it would be Union as a free state or as a slave state. Why was Missouri a slave state? Well, Maine was a free state. The situation arose from the Missouri Compromise of 1820, which allowed Missouri to enter as a slave state and Maine as a free state to maintain the balance in Congress between free and slave states. Our next viewer question has to do with who had more influence during the Civil War, the Union or the Confederacy? The Union ultimately wielded or used greater influence thanks to its larger population. It had more people, its industrial capacity, which means it had more factories, and more resources than the South did. The Confederacy faced challenges in maintaining a unity and togetherness and supplies for the people who were fighting. But what if the Confederacy had won? This outcome could have led to a fractured nation with slavery continuing in the South and potentially more conflicts arising over territorial disputes and states' rights. Now, why did the North oppose slavery so much? Several factors influenced this ideology or thought. The moral belief that slavery was wrong, economic interests, and a growing abolition movement that highlighted the inhumanity of slavery. Finally, what was the North's opinion on states' rights? While some Northerners supported certain aspects of states' rights, they generally believed that the federal government or the president should have the power to regulate important issues such as slavery and civil rights. In summary, the Civil War was a complex struggle rooted in deeply held beliefs and economic interests. As we reflect on this chapter of our history, we gain a better understanding of the challenges that helped shape our nation. Thank you for tuning in today. Goodbye, and good luck.